Alright, here we are with Fantastic Danmaku Festival Extra Stage. I'm going to be trying a run here with Marissa. I think she'll be good in the same way that Reimu's good. A little bit of practice. And we died, so we're just gonna reset. I basically think that Reimu's not as strong as I thought she was. I think maybe if I apply the lessons I learned with Reimu to Marissa, might have a chance. Basically, I'm doing all this because Patchy's a bit too OP. But I kind of feel like I need it recently. Just the OP. Dude, why? Fucking why? For those of you who don't know what an extra stage is, it's sort of a Toho tradition. This is a fan game, but it, carries on the tradition. There's a main game, and after the game, you unlock extra stage if you clear on normal or higher. The extra stage is sort of just a continuation of the plot. This game is pretty light in plot, both in the normal game and the extra game. I honestly think the extra stage is Toho's sort of answer to the second loop. A lot of arcade shmups have this thing where you beat the game and then you unlock a second loop where you just play through the game again, but everything's harder. Sort of like a new game plus, except you can't do it as a new game. You have to like unlock it each time by beating the main game. It's a developer trick to get a little bit more mileage out of your games, like 20 minutes of content. The extra stage does, play very differently. Oh, the second loops will usually play differently than the main game, but be very similar in construction. Whereas the extra stage in Toho is an entirely new game mode. Entirely new stage. But it ends up being much shorter because, you only have one stage instead of 6, though that one stage is very long with a very long boss fight at the end. So this stage is going to end up being like maybe 15 minutes, and 10 of that will be the boss battle. That's a big chunk of it. Not sure if Marissa's just worse than I think she is, or I'm just playing poorly. Why? Fucking wrapped around the bullet and then went back to kill myself. Alright, in this stage, this stage sort of showcases the shoot 'em up aspect of the genre name. Normally people would think, you know, oh, are they really shoot 'em ups or are they more like dodge 'em ups? Because it looks more like you're dodging. The shooting is just kind of like a thing that happens. This stage has a lot of enemies that you can kill before they shoot to drastically reduce the number of bullets on the screen. So what I'm trying to do is get to these enemies right as they spawn and sort of quick kill them. Doesn't really progress the stage much faster because it's not, you know, it's on rails. It's not really a speed run, but it certainly makes it way easier to dodge, to be proactive and kill these enemies as they spawn in. You see how this enemy just kind of fills the screen with bullets, and I make very sure to kill him. I'm letting that guy on the left live because he doesn't really bother me, but these enemies that spawn will, so I'm just like killing the ones that are important. Same here, this one in the middle that shoots these red arrows, very dangerous. These blue bullets that kind of fire off in the grid, I don't care about them, so. Let the enemies that shoot them go home for dinner, don't need to kill them. Alright, here we are at the mid-boss. I will give a warning for this second attack. Right after this, there'll be a flashing light warning. Do not look at the top of the screen if you have trouble with that. Doesn't really bother me because I don't like look up that high on the screen. I'm looking at my character and a little bit above to check for dodges. But you viewers, okay, the flashing light warning's over by the way. You viewers get to see all the pretty patterns. I do not. Okay, do not go to that side. Here I'm trying to kill the dangerous enemies and just survive the others. Yeah, I need to memorize this better. What the? The problem is I can't practice it in the middle once I've died because it like makes it hard to like get back in on the pattern. But I guess that's another thing that you could practice is like picking up the pattern after dying. But like, I feel like that section you either do it or you die, and you're kind of screwed if you die. Which is sort of the big problem with this stage. So it has a lot of that. Like if I can get in front of the enemy to quick kill it, then it's easy. But if I can't, then they kind of fill the screen and I kind of can't recover. Perhaps I should work on some point blank strats, like shotgun damage. Oh, you might notice that some of these enemies drop purple stars, and some of them drop green stars. The purple stars are extra lives, or life pieces. The green stars are bomb pieces. Since I'm doing a no bomb run, I don't really need the green ones, but if things go poorly in the actual marathon, I will use bombs. Flashing light warning, don't look at the top of the screen. I will let you know when it's over. Alright, flashing light warning over. It's going to be on the right. Okay. We got through the hard part. This is another hard part if you can't kill the enemy, which might be tough for Marissa. Why did they not die? No, it's progress. I can't see anything. What? Just kill the enemies before they fill the screen. This enemy has a safe spot. If I can find it, there it is. But we kind of quick kill it with merciless damage anyway. And I try to start a little bit off center here so I have more room to tap dodge. And then we get to the second mid-boss, Sakuya. It starts off by spamming RNG, and then there's an aimed section. We're just kind of trying to stay in front of her as much as we can. Marissa has good damage, but she has bad spread, so we just want to stay parked in front of the boss. Get a quick expedient. Those mean the same thing. Kill. Finally, an actual living human showed up. I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, it's you. I thought you wouldn't remember me. I don't have a lot of people to play with. You're still a little girl. I feel so lonely here. I want to go out. Or I could teach you how to sneak out. Bad influence, Marissa. My sister will punish me if I do that. Only if she finds out. That's not possible. She's such an annoying sister. So play with me, again. I let you win last time. It won't happen again. Not sure about that. So normally people accuse Marissa of not being human, but Flandra, and she usually like corrects them like, oh, I'm just an ordinary human, but Flandra knows. Get a quick kill with Marissa. No. You can get a pretty fast kill, but you do have to dodge the roses. It's certainly worth getting damage in. I don't think we can get a quick kill. On the same way Patchy can. These non-spells, as they're called, all have similar patterns. One of them is much more difficult than the others, but they're all pretty... The rest of them are pretty tame. I'm not expecting to die there, but I could always die on any of them. That's how bullet hell goes. It's a lot of stuff that, you know, if you can survive it 9 out of 10 times, that usually isn't enough, so you gotta be really consistent. But we're mostly trying to survive. Occasionally we'll try to do... Alright, so this attack has a quick kill. With Patchy, I don't know so much about Marissa, but it's a pattern, so we're just trying to stay in dead center while dodging the pattern. But yeah, these non-spells all have these crosses, which have tiny hitboxes, look big, and these glowing bullets, which are mostly hitbox. This attack is going to surround us, spread these lasers which turn to fire, which then home in on us, and then it's going to spread out while more stuff homes in on us. And we just gotta like repeat that, and it's sort of it's much easier to set it up the first time, but the second time you're still dodging the fire. So that's why we try to set it up so we're right in front of her, getting in a ton of damage to sort of quick kill. Alright, now this attack, we try to go off center, because she comes down and spits out these rings of bullets, and that way we can go to the other side, and that way the bullets will be dispersed and dodgeable. Like if I had to dodge from right here, see how they'd be like more clumped together, but if I get to go to the edge, I'm gonna go for the quick kill. And once she's low enough, you can sort of just stay in front of her and then she'll just melt. I do try to sneak to the middle in between each wave just to get damage in, because like I said, this attack has no spread, but it has a ton of damage, so if I can just get right in front of her. Alright, Night Lord Awakens. This is the bitrate killer. If you have no idea what's going on the screen, don't worry, neither do I. There's just like a lot of this fire effect, and there's these bats for no reason, and yeah, it's just a mess. Visual challenge. But all the hitboxes are sort of smaller than you think they are, so it's usually fine. Victim Vortex. This is an annoying spell card. These spinning wheels will despawn if you go near the middle of them. So you have to sort of figure out if you can get to the middle or just try to avoid. You do have to despawn at least one in each ring because you can't get past otherwise, but you usually don't have to despawn many more than that. Alright, here is the difficult non-spell. It should be fine for Marissa. Yeah. Alright, now here's the tough part of the boss fight. The end gauntlet. So this is a timeout spell. There's gonna be a rose that goes into into every coffin but one. I have to find that coffin and then follow it while dodging. And then the coffins with roses will, you know, send an explosion that will just kill you. Dude. It's RNG which one the rose goes in and how fast it spins. So sometimes you just get, you know, really nice pattern where they're all easy to get to and move slowly so you can follow them easily, and sometimes you just get a bunch of ones that spawn on the other side, go at light speed so you can't really track them, and then just die. Kind of got a mix, but I died twice. That spell card's really annoying because no matter how well the run's going, I could just get a bunch of light speed spins and die, and there's nothing I can do about it except bomb. Alright, here is the second timeout spell. Got curving bullets. I know in fan games, curving is usually considered a very difficult thing. In shmups, it's not really that bad in my opinion. You just have more routes of egress and you don't have to worry about gravity and whatnot. But it's, you know, it's never the easiest thing, obviously. But I never see curving go, oh no, there's curving in this. It's sort of like, oh, I guess I have to contend with curving a little bit. Alright. So this pattern is just sort of forcing you to move while these roses home in on where you were. And then it eventually gets tighter and tighter. Alright, here we are at the final. So, as you damage, or even if you don't damage, just as time goes, we'll get another phase where it gets progressively tougher. So if you thought it was hard already, I have news for you, it just gets worse. But yeah, these waves of bullets come out, these waves of bullets spin around. You just gotta dodge and try to get back to the middle of the damage. Honestly, not bad for the first time I got to Flandre today. But yeah, the tough part with this shot type will be getting to Flandre. I don't know how much we gained during Flandre because of it, but I think the idea is to actually lose value to Flandre. I am trying to balance damaging the enemies with collecting power drops. So you start off with 0 power, and you obviously want to get to 4 power because that's full power, and your shot will deal more damage. And this whole stage is about, you know, quick killing the enemies, and part of that is getting in front of them, but another part of that is just having the requisite power to kill the enemies, even when you get in front of them. Also, your spread shot spreads a little wider, with more damage, with more power rather. Why? Okay. I didn't kill it, so I guess it's just gonna do its thing. This is why we kill the enemies, because look at how many bullets are on the screen. Alright, gonna do a quick mulligan. Excuse me. got to start on the right side. And by right I mean left. I mean correct with right, which is the left. And I messed it up anyway. Okay. See, I'm used to dodging on the left. I think I want to dodge on the right for Marissa. Just because... So I want to end on the left. Because that's where the first enemy spawns. So I do a strat where I like start going right and then cut back, but if I can just start on the right and just always go left, it would be... That part will be easier, but like the first dodge is tougher on the right. So I want to be right under the sky when he starts coming down so I can just kill him. Stop that guy, will go into the center and back out. Oh, if I go to the top of the screen, that's called the point of collection. That's sort of a Toho mainstay where you just collect all the items on the screen. That's something that was put in the game to teach the player to not turtle up on the bottom of the screen. A lot of newer players will think, oh, the bullets are coming from the top, I should be safe on the bottom, I'll just stick to the bottom, but you're going to want to find spots to go to the top to collect all the items, and just even in dodging, sometimes it's safer on the top than the bottom, which is not very intuitive for newer players, which is why, you know, Toho sort of tricks you into going up to the top for your own good. Sit in the middle here and help this fairy that shoots the red, because the blue I don't care about. Oh, they both survived. Alright, here is mailing time. For her second attack, there will be a flashing light warning. Don't look at this one, don't look at the screen if you have sensitivity to flashing lights, or just if you value your eyes, I wouldn't look at it. It doesn't bother me because I'm looking at the bottom of the screen where my character is. Just trying to find the lanes to dodge. Okay, flashing light warning over. Now this is sort of the tough part of the stage. Ugh, I say jinxing myself. So these butler enemies shoot this big burst that I have to get out of the way of, but the other enemies sort of flood the screen, so I want to spend as much time on the side with the other enemies. Now this enemy will spawn in shooting lasers. I need to kill it before, because it's going to loop around the screen in a way that's like not dodgeable, so you just have to be on route to kill it, Because it just like comes down to the bottom of the screen and shoots everywhere. Why are you not dead? This is another spot where I have to just like be ready to kill these enemies right as they spawn in, because they shoot more bullets than I'm comfortable dodging. Now, after all that, this guy has a safe spot. There it is. I'll be safe here forever. Though I think he just eventually comes down to bottom middle. I'm going to get slightly off center here because we got one more gauntlet of aim shots. And I just want to tap dodge across the screen. Now we'll deal with it. Alright, second mid-boss, Sakuya. She's going to shoot these knives in sort of like a random pattern, and then this burst of cards is aimed at you. So we just find a safe spot in the random and then tap. Alright, so this is gonna sort of spawn all the bullets so they're aimed where you are when the time stop resumes. And you just have to move out of the way. Not too much to it. It is strange in this dialogue. Nothing is really mentioned about the scent. So the plot of the main game is that there's this scent going around that's making the yokai crazy. It's barely addressed at all. I'm not really sure why. So in this, she spawns these chains, and a bunch of roses also spawn, and they sort of charge at your location, so you just gotta find a route, an exit. Because the roses are pretty big, but they have a predictable pattern because they're gonna charge at you, so you just find a way to, you just have to track a bunch of objects and find where your route of escape is. Alright, this one, these purple spinny wheels are aimed at you, and the red ones are always on the same path. So you just sort of alternate between two spots, and it's pretty easy. These patterns between the bosses are called non-spells. They're all kind of the same. This Iron Maiden is fixed pattern. It's always going to do the same thing, so I just find my routes, my safe spots, and try to stay as dead center as I can, because this attack does a lot of damage with its dead center laser, but pretty bad if you're not dead center. Alright, so these lasers are gonna oh my goodness. That attack is like aimed at you, but it's aimed in like 3 different waves, so you have to get it to aim, be in the right spot in the middle of it, and then move down. I kind of messed up, and it spawned too close to me at one point. This attack, she comes down here based on your X coordinate, so we're gonna sneak to the middle to get some damage in, but then go hug the side, and that will get her to go to the left side or right side, and we're just gonna, use that, because she spreads these waves of bubble bullets out, and they don't spread out for a little bit, so we try to, get her to one side. Fucking shit, I died to the easy attack. I could have quick killed that too. We try to get her to go to one side so it's easier to dodge. Like usually in shmups you're trying to move as little as possible, but in that attack moving more makes it easier to dodge. Alright, Night Lord Awaken. This This attack is bitrate killer. It's just a mess of... Oh, I fucking... Oh, I'm not enjoying this. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll probably be back on later, but I don't know. That death just took it out of me. I do need to just practice this. I'll definitely be back tonight, but I need a minute. And by a minute, I mean like an hour. So yeah, I'll be back. And tomorrow and the day after I don't have work, so I hope to do a bunch of streaming in these next couple of days because I need to get a run with commentary to submit, and yeah, this is how it's been going. So sorry, but I'm gonna cut the stream short here. I mean, we did get a run to the final attack in less than a half hour, so it's like a good sign, but I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back.